Hey guys, welcome to my 3D modeling tutorial. In this video, I'll show you step-by-step how to create a sandwich cookie or biscuit in Blender. I will also be showing you how to model the cookie or biscuit wrapper. Let's get started. We'll be starting with the sandwich cookie or biscuit. The first thing you'll do is delete the camera and light. Add a new circle, open the Circle tab at the bottom left part of the screen, and change the vertices from 32 to 24. Extrude and scale in 5 times, and then merge its center. You can see that we have 5 different sets of circular faces. We need to delete some edges from the third set of circular faces. To do that, switch to Edge Select. Make sure your mouse is on this edge, then select all the edges by clicking on the edge while holding Shift-Control-Alt. Click on the Select menu and then select Checker Deselect, and this deselects every other edge. Press X and then select Dissolve Edges, and this dissolves the selected edges. Select all these edges as well and dissolve them. Next, switch to Vertex Select. Select this vertex and then Alt-click to select all the vertices forming the circle. Click on the Select menu and then select Checker Deselect. Select all these vertices as well, and then the middle vertex. Press Shift-Control-B to bevel all selected vertices. You can change the width to 0.012. Next, we need to make sure all the beveled vertices form circular shapes. To do that, you'll need the Loop Tools add-on enabled. Go to Edit, then Preferences, then select Add-on. Type Loop Tools and make sure it is checkmarked and you're good to go. Right-click and under Loop Tools, select Circle, and then it makes all beveled vertices perfectly circular. Press I then O to outset. Then extrude downwards to create the holes. You can add the subdivision modifier to check how it looks, increase the level's viewport to 2, and then shade smooth, and you can see that it's looking great. Next, switch to Edit mode. Select the outermost edges and then subdivide. Extrude and scale outwards to about half of the size of the last set of circular faces. Select all these faces and then press Ctrl+ to incrementally select the next set of faces. Press Shift-D to duplicate the faces and then move downwards a bit. Select all these inner edges, right-click, Loop Tools, and then select Circle. Uncheck Regular to straighten all the edges. Press M to select Merge by Distance to remove unwanted vertices on the edges. Change this to about 0.1. This removes about 24 vertices. Now we can extrude and scale in again, and then Grid Fill. Select both edges, right-click, and then select Bridge Edge Loops. We can see that the cookie is looking weird. That's because the normals are facing the wrong direction. To correct that, select all faces, press Alt-N, then select Recalculate Outside, and our cookie is now looking better. Select all these edges, then press Ctrl-B to bevel them a little bit. You can change the width to 0.008 for a more precise bevel. Press Alt-E to extrude faces along normal. You can also change this to -0.003 for a more precise extrusion. And this is what we have. Next, add a loop cut here using Ctrl-R. Select all the edges around the cookie, switch to top view, then press S and scale out a bit, and you can see that it's looking much better. Next, switch to Edit mode and then switch to Vertex Select. Select all these vertices, then press G and Z to move upwards a bit towards the Z direction, and we've completed the top part of the cookie. If you're getting value from this tutorial, kindly give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. This will encourage me a lot to put out more content like this. Thank you. Next, we need to create the filling. Create a new circle. Move it down to the bottom of the cookie. You can scale out a bit if you want. Extrude downwards, then press slash to isolate the object. Select the upper edge, then extrude and scale in. Extrude and scale in again, extrude and scale in again, then grid fill. Do the same for the bottom part. Press slash again to reveal the top cookie. Add a loop cut at the middle, then scale out a bit. Now you can add the subdivision modifier to check how it looks. Then shade smooth and you can see that it's looking good. Next, let's duplicate the top cookie. Switch to edit mode, select all vertices, then press Shift D to duplicate. Move it downwards towards the Z direction, then rotate it by 180 degrees. Make sure it is aligned exactly below the filling. And we have our sandwich cookie or biscuit completed. Now we can proceed to the cookie or biscuit wrapper. Move the cookie to the side. Then bring in your reference image. You can do that by pressing Shift A, go to Image, and select Reference. This will enable you to select the reference image from where it's located on your PC. Reduce the opacity a little bit, then move it upwards towards the Z direction. Rotate it so that it is aligned vertically. Then move it back a bit and lock it. Then create a new circle. Change the vertices from 32 to 96. Move the circle upwards towards the middle of the reference. Scale it in a bit so it kind of aligns with the reference. Extrude upwards towards the Z direction to match the reference. We can see that the normals are facing the wrong direction. To fix that, select all vertices and then press Alt-N, then recalculate outside, and we can see that it's corrected. Switch to X-ray mode and select the top vertices. Then extrude upwards a bit and scale out towards the X direction. Scale in towards the Y direction, like this. Extrude upwards again and scale out towards the X direction. Scale in once again towards the Y direction, like this. Switch to Edge Select and then deselect the two edges at the very ends of the selection. Right-click, Loop Tools, and then select G-Stretch. This straightens the edges. Now reselect both edges at both ends once again, and then extrude upwards towards the Z direction. Deselect both edges at the ends of the selected edges once again. Right-click and select Bridge Edge Loops to fill in that space. Select the three edges at both ends and press F to fill them up as well. Now we have the basic form of the upper part of the wrapper. To create the lower part, we need to mirror it. To do that, we need to add a mirror modifier to the object. Add the mirror modifier. Change it from X to Z, and we can see that the second part is automatically created. Whatever we do on the first part will automatically be updated on the second part. Right-click and shade smooth. You can add the subdivision modifier to check how it looks, and you can see that it's not looking like what we want yet. That's because we've not added bevels to it. Switch to Edit mode. Select this edge line and bevel with two lines in the middle. Select the second edge line and bevel with two lines in the middle as well. Turn on the subdivision modifier to check how it looks, and we can see that it's looking better. Switch to Edit mode and turn on X-ray mode using Alt-Z. Select these middle faces here, then turn on Proportional Editing. Move the faces downwards towards the Z direction while rolling your middle mouse button. This controls the area of influence of the proportional editing. Next, we want to cover the top part of the wrapper. To do that, switch to Top View by pressing Ctrl Numpad 7. Make sure you Shift-Control-Alt-click the third edge here to select all the edges here. Then go to the Select menu and select Checker Deselect. Switch to Front View. Move selected edges towards the Z direction a little bit so that it can match the reference image. Add a loop cut here and drag it up. Add another loop cut here and drag it down. While dragging down, press E so that it aligns more with the bottom edges. Turn the subdivision modifier on to check how it looks, and we can see that it's coming along fine. You can slide down these edges to make the bevel more smoother around this area. Next, switch to X-ray mode. Add a loop cut here and here. Had a couple of loop cuts here as well. I added 9 for mine. You can Alt-click every other edge here. Then deselect the edges at the very ends. Now all you have to do is scale out as much as you can, using S. And we have this effect. You can slide these a little more to ensure there's no line marking around here. And we've completed our cookie or biscuit wrapper. You can position the cookie to make it fit into the wrapper. And you can see that this is the perfect size for the wrapper. Thank you so much for sticking with me till the end. I hope you enjoyed following along as we created this 3D model. We'll be texturing this model in our next video, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. See you there.